Oh, welcome to Mr. Karceno's neighborhood. We are live here from Screen Fiends as promised. I am here to fulfill that promise. Amon Bell, what's up? What's up, Ronnie Nine? As promised, we are here to talk about movies. And one of my favorite movies is on right now. We are back on deck. The Stone Age. A classic B movie that many people missed out on. The Stone Age is a pure classic. What's up, Cornell Anderson? Very little barbecue. But I never knew people just get so excited over fireworks. I'm like, how old are you? I'm trying to get out of the way of these fireworks. Crumb's brother. He was the star and made this movie. He got out of jail, and back then they have a thing. If they see a chick, they automatically claims. Whoever sees the chick first, they got claim to him. So he saw the chicks first, so they belong to him. They Crumb's brother's chick. Now, if you try to cross him, then you become what they call the worm. So they tried to worm him out of his chicks. And they sent him on a dry mission so they could get him out of the way so they could score with the chicks. Classic movie, man. Even though Crumb's brother is nobody to play with. Why would you hate a day off work?
Asians unfortunate as hell.
Look at this dude. He in there blowing it with the chick in the pool. He left his buddy, ditched him. His buddy catch up to him, caught him ditching. They gotta go have a talk. So after he has a talk, oh man, where you at? It's 7:21. Jesus. Where you at? You in the UK or something? Yep. His buddy got to show him how it's done. He's like, look at that. You ain't even doing it right. You got to show us. I'm going to show you how it's done. Come here, babe. Come here. I want to show you something. Plop. Oh, yeah. Good old Hubs. He get in the water. And now he making out with the chick. You see? And now he look like a sucker. You see, this is a great example of what happens when you snooze, you lose. This is where that phrase come from. Now he mad. Now he want to hate on his buddy. Look at him. Straight hate. Straight hating at his finest, ain't it? Oh no, this is like the other day. It's Dazed and Confused, and then it's the Stone Age. This is hilarious. They find out about the chicks from Tack. Then they ditch him. Tack was trying to worm Crumb's brother out of the chicks. He told these two guys about it because they had the car. He needed a ride. They got gas money from him, told him to get out and clean the windows and ditched him. So he had to go to his last resort to go grab this other guy who don't even come outside. He don't even want to be there. So he could go over there and see these chicks. Classic movie, man. I mean, he had never met these chicks a day in his life. Never said hello, never saw them before until now. Watch how he come to the door. This is Tack. He had never met these chicks a day in his life. Watch this. This is why they didn't want him to come. They said if we let Tack come, Tack would have grossed the chicks out and it would have been a problem. That's why they didn't want him to come. They was like, you know he gon', man. That's why they wormed him out the deal, because they was like, man, you know what Tack gonna do, man. He gonna gross the chicks out. And the chicks, he gonna mess it up for everybody. Man, let's get some audio. We gotta hear Tack when he come through this door, man. We got to. You got to hear Tack.
Hey, man, I heard there was a party going on here.
Well, just come right in.
I mean, he just makes his way in their house. He had never been there before in his life. My man come right to the... He comes right to the doggone chair. He finna cop a seat. Watch what he do. Drop the line of the movie.
Can I get you guys anything?
This is cool. Hey, are there any other chicks here, or are you the only one?
Hey, Tack! Man, this is a closed party, man.
Fuck you, worm!
So you know.
Sorta, I'll deal with this.
Joe, how's it going?
You know what army, Conley?
Come on, Tack. Split.
Oh. Hey, bring on the bitches!
That's the line. That's the line of the year. That's the line of the year. Bring on the... Tack, baby. Shoot, he had to improvise. Y'all tried to worm him out the chicks. He got there anyway. He grabbed this other guy and they showed up. Man, F you, worm. Tried to worm me out of the chicks and keep the girls for yourself. Man, it's a B-movie classic. The Stone Age. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, it's a stoner flick all the way. And it's a classic. A complete classic.
Shit, man, I'm gonna scorch my shorts.
Fucking Tack, man.
Fuck you, worm.
He came right out, man. F you, worm. After they done screwed him out of the chicks, then he done drugged this poor guy out here.
Don't call me that.
Like, look, man, you messing it up. Things going real good over here.
You never fucking listen, Tack. What am I supposed to do with you, man?
Yeah, Tack, just be cool. I'm not gonna forget this, Connolly.
Joe, grab Snow.
Come on,
Look at this shit.
Hey, man, get naked or shut up.
Oh, man. But they forgot who the chicks belonged to originally. The chicks belong to Crump's brother. Crump's brother. This is Crump's brother's chicks.
Damn.
I'm like, what Movado? And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah.
You all.
Now to get, sorry about that. Now, to get the chicks originally, they had to send off Crump's brother. Yeah, I had to plug the phone up to the charger. We good now. To get the chicks, they had to ditch Crump's brother and send him off. Oh, it's called the Stone Age. It's a classic. It'll show you how to get lucky on a chick. I mean, nobody came up like this one dude here. He became our whole motivation of coming up on chicks. Hubs. My man came up off, man, we've had plenty of nights like this. Meeting a chick for the first night, her and her friends, and coming up like that, that was wonderful. Just had one of those nights where everything just come together. This dude did not want to be denied. He did every cutthroat move in the world to get these chicks. So he sent off originally the chicks they belonged to was the guy named Crump. Crump just got out of jail. Crump's brother. That's it. Crump's brother is the guy, and he sent him way downtown. He knew it was a chick he used to like. He was like, oh, yo, the girl you used to like, she stay down there. You need to go check her out. So they was like, oh, okay, well, thanks for the heads up. So Crump and his brother went all the way down there on a dead-end chase. And they was like, yeah, you know where the road is, right? Go to Dirty Doug's. So they take him out to Dirty Doug's. It's a send-off. Dirty Doug's is closed under new management. Dirty Doug's is closed under new management. It's now poker night.
I swear, I heard Desiree Gibson was doing amateur night.
Who the fuck told you that shit again?
Now that's Crumb's brother. He just got out of jail. These was his chicks anyway. That's who they originally belonged to. He just claimed them. He ain't never met them either. If you see a chick you like, they yours. Can't nobody else talk to them. If they do, they trying to worm you out of the chick. That's just the way it goes. So he was the first one to see him. So they really his chicks. Everybody else just trying to worm him out the chicks. And so he take it seriously, like, hey, these my chicks. And his buddy job is to jump on the grenade. And we have done this 1,000 times. He over there watching. So he's supposed to be downstairs jumping on the grenade. The girl, the other chick that's downstairs, they both wanted to hit this chick. But it ain't working out, you know. It's like, dude, deal with it, man. It is what it is. I got this one. You got to go down there and jump on the grenade, man. Like, go on down there, man. I'll do it for you. If she'd have went with you, I had to go settle for the other chick. Here, Jay, he gave him the bottle. Here, man, go down there and entertain her. Do something. Man, I'm trying to score here. Help me out. Oh, yeah, this is a classic film. This is a classic bro movie, man. It's a classic film, y'all. Then they robbed the liquor store because they told them we can get the chick. All we need is the liquor. Go get the talls, man. There we go. Talls. They gonna rob the liquor store and go to the chick's house because they got liquor. They done told the dude all about it. There's 2 chicks out there. We need to get over there. But nobody wants to hit the friend. And they all come to the house screaming alcohol like she finna come out and sleep with him. Alcohol! Alcohol!
Who are they?
Some dudes.
Alcohol! Alcohol! Yeah, Tack came back with a gang.
What do you want?
Hey, babe, we came back to party. Yeah. Here are my buds, Mike Dick and Mike New York.
You from New York?
No.
So, what is this? A meeting of the mentally gifted minors?
Hey, we got alcohol.
We got alcohol, man.
Hey man, she doesn't look like that chick on the Virgin Killers album.
Yeah.
Hey, wait a minute. This ain't the chick you told us about. He's like, whoa, not this one.
Yeah, this one's Hoagly.
Hey, man, the other one's a boxy one. Hey, so where's your friend?
What? You guys want to take a number?
You guys want to take a number? Yeah. Oh, man, this is a classic, man. Y'all miss it out. Can y'all hear me okay? When white boys were cool. Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Fucking Tack, man, shut up, dude. Hey, worm out.
Oh, yeah. Then once now he done seen them now. He's like, oh, yeah. Okay, I'm glad I ran into you. Now Tack got a gang. Tack went back and got his boys. Now, y'all worried about his chick. Tack is back.
I was hoping I'd run into you.
Why you gotta be such a dick, man?
Hey, man, you can have the oinker. Where's the other one?
Come on, man. Don't say that. I mean, she's pretty fine.
Oh, not even, man. She's a fucking badass.
Come on, man. I mean, wouldn't kick her out of bed.
Fucking Joe, man. You warned me out of my chicks.
Yeah.
I know, man. I'm sorry about that, dude. But, I mean, you guys are fucking dicks. You come here, you think the chick's gonna go for it because you got some Ox 45?
These are talls, man.
Big shit. Why don't you assholes go back to fucking Orange County, man?
Looks like Connolly doesn't have his butt buddy health friend anymore to save his ass.
Exactly. Don't fuck around, right?
I hate worms.
Word! Word!
I hate worms.
No shit, man. Kick his ass, man.
Listen, talking now, Connolly.
Fuck you, man. Fucking Jack, what's your problem, man?
Like you're the one to talk, Joe. You're the worm.
And they eat your chicks anyway, man. You don't have to talk shit to them. All right, dude.
Fine chicks don't even talk to me. They all think I'm gross. You think any fine chick's gonna wanna talk to a crater face?
Hey, man, your face will clear up after a while.
What am I supposed to do? Wait till I'm 30 to get laid?
Well, maybe you can meet a chick, with an acne problem too. You guys have something in common.
Fuck you, man. I don't want no chick with tits. I want fine chicks.
Come on, Julie, man.
You gotta come out sometime, worm.
He cracked him right in the head. Yeah, that's the guy from Pacific Rim.
Julie, man.
Oh.
You gotta come out sometime, worm.
You gotta come out sometime.
Man, I don't want no chick with tits. I want fine chicks.
I want fine chicks, baby.
Julie, man.
I want fine chicks. Yeah.
You gotta come out sometime, worm.
Worm me out my chicks. You gotta come out sometime, worm. Oh man. Why is he outside anyway? All he's supposed to be doing is down here. All he gotta do is be down here sleeping with this chick. Period. That's it. He's making it so complicated. He's falling in love with this chick that nobody really wanted. And she's mad because don't nobody want to sleep with her. I'm like, dude, all you had to do was make a move. She was giving him, he wasted about a whole hour and a half, and all he had to do was make a move. She was ready to go. She was looking for somebody to care about her. Her friend was getting all the attention. I'm like, dude, all you gotta do is go down there. Man, this was the easiest score in the world for him, and he blew it. So he down there, he gets her high. He wasting all this time talking and getting to know her. And he's sitting there blowing it. This is crazy. Look at him. He all boo-booed up. I don't know why I keep coming out of the port. Okay, there it is. Look at him. He all boo-booed up. Oh, yeah, we still talk. Like on friendlier basis. But we both standoffish right now. You know, she called me a clown the other day. I didn't appreciate that. I'm like, a clown wears paint on his face. I mean, we're cordial with each other, but it ain't like my friend want to do. My friend was like, go ahead and hit it until you get a new one on the leash. Look at him. He down here blowing it with this chick. Now, you mean to tell me you ain't finna hit this chick right now? All you gotta do is jump on it. You right there. She's ready to go. So Hubs show up at the smashing and said, you know what? And show him what a true buddy does. He said, man, get up here, man. So he rescues his boy, told him, like, look, man, she mad because he ain't get hit. He's like, look, I talked to her into giving you some head. All you got to do is go in there. I told her you was messed up. You was in a mental hospital or something. But I hooked it up for you. All you got to do is go in there. So his homeboy still hooked him up. And he was like, man, what is this? You down there blowing it, man. Get in there while I go down here. He's like, he going down there to cover the situation up. I know, Hubs was great. He had one of the best nights in the world. And Hubs has the greatest line ever in this movie. Every band makes one Ussy song to find out who the fags are. I said, wow, that is a great, great statement. So, of course, he goes in there and whips out because he got feelings for the other chick. So, the other chick think he went up there to smash. So, you know what she doing? She going up there. Now she with him. He over there working on the pass. He finna smash again. He finna go down there and do what he should have been doing. Right, you blowing it. Now you done blew it twice. This is an educational film for everybody in the world. If you sleeping, you finna be slept out of the whole show. Hubs. That's what I'm saying. Hubs was great.
Fuck, man, Hobbs.
Hey, man. You won't say nothing, will you?
Just lay off of her, man. She's not like that.
What are you talking about, man? She was all over me.
Right, because she think he was smashing up there. He about to smash already. Oh, man. Crumb's brother has arrived on the scene to get his chicks. Oh, it's time to roll. They rolled over so quick.
you looking at?
Oh, hey, bro. Joe and Hobbs, you're up there with the chick.
Hobbs. Shit, man, it's Trump's brother.
No way, dude.
Who's Crumb's brother?
Nah, he's just some dude.
Oh, shit, Hobbs, man. I knew we shouldn't have wormed his chicks, man.
What do you mean his chicks?
Well, he saw you first, so technically, you're his chicks.
What? I've never seen that guy before in my life.
Doesn't matter. He saw you.
What are you worried about, man?
That's the rule.
This is bullshit.
Hey! Hey, you fucking want some of my chicks!
Get back.
He's totally thrashing the door. Tell him to leave.
I don't think it's gonna be that easy.
Come on, bro, let's cook.
What? Can't you leave us here?
Sorry, babe, you know how it is.
Sorry, babe. You know how it is. We gotta leave. He's like, we can't leave him here with Crumb's brother. They in there fighting with Crumb's brother, man.
Fucking bro, asswipe!
Oh, man.
Fucking piss me off!
He had just got out of jail. I mean, he ain't been out of jail 24 hours. My man is ready to go back.
Yeah. What? Oh, tell me. You blew it? You didn't go for it?
Worm me out of my chicks.
It wasn't like that, man. I should kick your ass myself. I'm worried about it. What's going on, man?
Uh-oh. It went down.
Whoa! Some old dude's out there kicking ass. Brother.
He knocked Crumb's brother out.
Oh! He's going for tag. He's gonna pound his nuts. Oh!
Oh, this is two more.
Dad.
Dad had his Fred jersey on. He was ready to go.
What the hell are you doing with my daughter?
Hey, man, these are our chicks.
Your chicks?
Daddy, nothing happened.
Oh, man. So yeah, that's a classic movie, man. Oh, great, great, great. I gotta get up. Said if it happened one more time, I just gotta get closer. So enough about me and the movies I'm watching. Let's talk to y'all and let's go over some of the movies and films that y'all want to talk about. Any movies y'all want to talk about? Any questions? I am at your disposal. Any movie you want to talk about. Oh, you just saw Attack the Block. Those were the best looking aliens, and they had like $5 to make those things. And those are some of the best looking alien dogs I've ever seen in movie history. I'm like, man, they did a great job. For the lack of resources they had. The Ghost in the Darkness. Man, y'all went back. With the, you know those two lions are here in Chicago. With Michael Douglas. Yep, they right here in the museum. Ghost of the Darkness is a true story. Why 50 Shades can't get good reviews? Because they're not good movies. I had to find my entertainment in that last one. And that Boss was the only entertainment I had when I had to sit through that. Yo, that's something I could throw at her. Did you know Married with Children was going to be a movie? It had gotten so big, Married with Children was going to become a movie. I love the Hateful Eight. Never heard of Bone Tomahawk. Who's in Bone Tomahawk? Yep. Kurt Russell's in Bone Tomahawk? I have to see that. I might have seen it and don't even remember it. As soon as I watch it, I'll be, I did see that. But, oh yeah, Al Bundy was a hit. The episode they were gonna make was they were gonna do the one that ended up being Laura Umpton. The one when Al Bundy was finna be killed over in England. And he had relatives over there and they was trying to kill him. They were gonna make it where the Bundys go overseas and do that. So they had a little movie trailer thing when they showed Al in the movie theater. So Fox had that idea first. But that fizzled out. But this is the show that built Fox. Fox Network was nothing. Married with Children built Fox. So before The Simpsons, they had Married with Children. Married with Children built that channel. Because they had never seen nothing like it ever. And everybody hated the show. Like, they's like, this show is ridiculous. You got the pervert son. You got the slut for the daughter. You got the husband that hates the wife. He complains about it, and the wife that does nothing every day. Al was a genius. Whoever created this show was a complete genius. This, instead of the fake reality that they put on TV, the loving husband every day, nobody lives that life. Nobody who was married was living in those fantasy fairy tale worlds that they was putting on television. Al Bundy was the most relatable to any marriage in the world. Every husband did not mind watching Al Bundy. And all the women loved Peg. Al cared about the game. 4 touchdowns in the game. Poke high. He hated the French. He hated the French. And he was very patriotic. He sold women's shoes every day. And he never had any money. Kept going to the family. Poor Al. And that's how the whole show was basically. Poor Al. Al never really had his glimpse of of joy. But somebody mentioned The Hateful Eight. Man, is that not well written or what? The dialogue alone in that film is worth the price of admission. And wouldn't you know that all Samuel L. Jackson's dialogue in that film is written by Quentin Tarantino. He writes the dialogue exactly the way he delivers it. See, people didn't know this. Quentin Tarantino grew up and was raised basically around blacks his entire life. So he hear this type of stuff he grew up where there was pimps, hoes, getting smacked up. So he could write these characters. So that's why they be like, man, why Quentin Tarantino always got some racist stuff? He always got the N-word and all that stuff in there. I'm like, this man wrote Jackie Brown. Do you understand? You have to be around blacks in order to do that. He can't write. I like, this dude you just can't go nowhere and learn that. You think any other white director and writer can write a movie like Jackie Brown and write that dialogue? No way. Or Dale Roby? Are you kidding me? The whole dialogue with Samuel Jackson and Chris Tucker. Epic. Then you go to The Hateful Eight. Yeah, you think I wanted to spend $10,000 on you? Man, look, man, I know you didn't want to spend, man. Look, I know I owe you, man, but man, I hate spending $10,000 on ungrateful peanut head niggas, but I did it. And why you free? I hate to be the kind of nigga you gotta hit another nigga up and ask for a favor right away, but gotta be that kind of nigga. Nah, it ain't no problem, man. It's more like a situation. Remember them 2 machine guns I got? Yeah. Well, I'm going to sell 2 of them tonight. Yeah. See, you got these cats down in Koreatown. Now, I ain't never dealt with no Koreans before. They normally don't cause no problems, but you know me. Never going anything without backup. And that's what I need you for. Backup. All I need you to do is ride in the trunk of this car, hold this thing, and rack that mug. Oh, Samuel L. Jackson best flicks? We just talked about it. Jackie Brown, Pulp Fiction, and then you can go anywhere you want to go after that. I like Lakeview Terrace. I thought I erased this. I don't want to see this. Oh, uh-oh. That wasn't supposed to happen. Oh, come on. Which Predator I like the most? There's only one good Predator. I mean, besides the last one, Predators, when they had all the Predators, there's only been one good one. And that's the first one. Glover is always cool, though. Yeah, I mean, he Danny Glover. I'm getting too old for this. You know, they ruined his character with all those lethal weapons. That was just ridiculous. He went from a character in the film that meant something to Riggs, 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 Riggs. I swear to God, if you play part 3, that's all you gonna hear. In Lethal Weapon 3, I swear to God, you gonna hear Riggs at least 45 times within the first, and like one scene, he used it at least 45 times during a whole action scene. When Riggs is on the motorcycle and all that, Riggs, 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 man, you'll take a drink every time he say Riggs, man, you gonna fall out. They used to get on Chris Tucker about that when the Rush Hour was out. How Chris Tucker character was just made to be like the... They made Chris Tucker character out to be like the comedic sidekick, but they had him more like the clown. And all he kept talking about, Lee, ooh, Lee, 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 Lee. And he got clowned. They Most Def clowned him, and you know, basically was looking at him like coonery. So Most Def clowned him in the movie Please Be Kind Rewind, and that caused a lot of problems. When he redid they did a redo of all the movies. For those who don't know what that Be Kind Rewind is, it's a story about them trying to save a video store that they have on the corner that's about to be bought out and replaced, and they trying to raise some money to do that. And then they accidentally erased the movies on the tapes. For some reason, they all got erased. And they went and remade these movies and put them back in the cover. And these were not the movies. They were like remakes, their version of them. All the movies was messed up. They had like the cheap antennas and everything. But it was funny because the people who was renting them knew this wasn't the movies. But they were hilarious and they liked these movies better. It was just like watching a YouTube video or some spoofs of a movie. People was okay with renting those. So they was doing real good to the movie company found out what was going on and was gonna sue them and close it down. Oh yeah, 16 Blocks is good. That was really good. It showed the range Mos Def had as an actor. People didn't realize he wasn't just a rapper. He also was a thespian, and he had taken acting before. And he had a lot of roles on the table, man, but he blew it. He blew it big time. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And he was supposed to be in a movie that they were getting ready to film. And they got scrapped. And don't nobody know if they're going to make the sequel or not. But now it doesn't look like they're going to do it. Because they can't get everybody to agree to do it. And that was The Italian Job, the sequel. They was going to do a sequel to The Italian Job. And this has been going on for like the past 4 years. The Italian Job sequel. They get a script in place. And they're like, all right, we got it. We finna go. Then something happened and somebody else get booked. And it never gets done. And I don't think Mark Wahlberg wants to do it anymore. And then they were going to do the job with just some other people and don't have the Mark Wahlberg character in it. So, the Italian Job, the original Italian Job was good. You know, the remake was cool, though. I liked it. Face Off was alright. It wasn't. It was just that people started giving these roles to to John Travolta ever since he did Broken Arrow, and he played a villain for the first time. Yeah, I'm out of control. Isn't it cool? Yeah, and I was just like, he's not a good bad guy. Then he was in a movie with Al Pacino was in it. It was something. I believe Al Pacino was in it. He was the bad guy in that too. He was a bad Marine guy. No, they were in the. I don't know. They weren't in there for a train. That was you're talking about. Broken Arrow was the one. He was on the train. He was fighting Christian. He was fighting Christian Slater. The movie you talking about with him and Denzel, you're right? That's the general's daughter. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Y'all, you talking about Pelham 123? That movie fails in comparison to the original. The original Pelham 183 or whatever, that is the best. The original one is the best. In that movie, Denzel Washington was supposed to be the cop. See, the cop actually stops him. It makes more sense. And the operator, the transit operator, ain't gonna be the guy to get it done. It would be the police. But he's played a cop in so many roles. He was like, look, if I do the remake, I don't want to play the cop. I mean, I played the cop so much. Let it be something different so I can bring something different to the character. So they changed it around Denzel Washington's preference. He wanted to add something fresh to the character. So they went ahead and changed it and put him as the 911 conductor. Because in the movie, the conductor gets killed. He goes down there and he gets blown away. Oh, the originals are always good because, see, people don't understand. This is back before everybody turned passive. Now you can't slap a chick no more on the screen. Back then, you can kick a kid down a flight of steps, smack anybody, do coke, kick somebody down the steps. It was it was brutal and it was raw, but it was needed. It was needed. The movies need tension. You need to know that not anybody is safe. Now you watch a movie, they be, oh yeah, well he ain't finna hit her. Yeah, we knew that. Yeah. Even though in this situation, he would at least smacked her with the gun. But now we ain't going to get that. You know, all the feminists would get upset. So they can't do that. He would have called that guy a fag by now. But he can't do that because, you know, Glad have been all over his back. So he says, I don't like you, unmanly person. I'm like, yeah, he really went for that. Scream 3, the best of the series. Scream 3 was so terrible. Oh my gosh. It was almost worse than part 2. Scream 3, yeah, I think Scream 3 was worse than part 2. Oh my gosh. Scream 3 made no sense. It was so dumb. It was almost dumb than the mom being the killer in part 2. Everybody laughed. Because everybody was like, oh, the killer gonna be the girl from Courtney Cox. They thought she was gonna be the killer in part 2. Then, once it was this guy who was the killer, and you saw the crazy girl from Roseanne, the mom, she was the killer. Both of them together was the killers. I said, oh no. This is so dumb. Like, really, really dumb. Shoot, I felt like I gained weight today. Just today alone. But what you don't realize is that the movie that we were talking about, A Hateful Eight, Jennifer, or what's her name? She should have won the award, I think. It was close, but she played such a outstanding role. What's her name? Jennifer Leigh or whatever. She's been in the movies for a while, but she had been on hiatus, but she killed that performance. We got 20 other guys down there at Red Rock. What do you think they're gonna do? Now you ain't done nothing we can't forgive. Now we got 20 more guys down there at Red Rock. And what people don't realize is that movie was shot with a camera that's from 1920s. It is the best looking picture ever. I saw Spider-Man. It's on here. If you want to watch the review, it's on this channel, Screen Thing. No, 8mm. No, it's shot with 70mm. Panoramic 70mm. Panoramic 70mm film was the highest grade of film. But projections in theaters couldn't afford them no more. All major pictures back in the day used to be shot with those. Like Spartacus and all of them. That's why it shows so clear. But they don't have it anymore. So all those cameras became extinct. And they were just sitting in a box. Quentin Tarantino got this film And once he got it, you can't, watching it on cable does it no justice. As you watch that on a Blu-ray, I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna stop talking and I'm gonna start showing. Hold on. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. The Hateful Eight right here. Regular Blu-ray. I'm gonna show you how powerful the picture is. It is out of any 4K quality movie you could find. The Hateful Eight quality cannot be touched. Turn it over here towards me. And you're going to see today. So they'll make no mistake about this whatsoever. Oh, yeah. I don't know if you guys can see it from here. The quality is impeccable. You can see everything in detail. It's in panoramic shot. Filmed in panoramic. 70 millimeter. Look at that. No color distortion. You can see the snow. You can see the full picture. Nothing blurry out of content. It is the clearest picture you're going to see. If you get the DVD on Blu-ray, rent it, put it on a Blu-ray player, it will play better than any movie you ever had. Man, this movie is in something else. You can see the horses, everything. Perfect, clear, all the way through. And that's you just seeing it through the phone. You see the detailing? Look at the letters. Clear. Everything's clear. You can see everything. That's 70 millimeter. Movies are not shot with 70 millimeter. You had to go to a special movie theater that had the projections to do 70 millimeter panoramic. Not all movie theaters have them. Everybody else is on 35 millimeter. Now they're digital. Back then, movies still... You know, the first digital movie was Star Wars Episode 2. Everybody's using digital cameras now. Everything is shot digitally. If you use film, it's going to cost you an arm and a leg. So people don't really use film anymore. Everything is digital. No, not episode 5. Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, is the first digital movie. Episode 5 is Return of the Jedi. Empire Strikes Back. Attack of the Clones was the first digital movie. So that was the first one, and when it came out, it got negative reviews because a lot of people say they didn't understand it. Episode 2, a lot of people didn't really like for different reasons. Now, the Clone War part, it had its parts in there that I loved. I liked the movie. The thing is that it had parts that I felt they should have focused on that they really didn't. They knew they only had 3 movies to do this. So they tried to rush the relationship with Anakin and Padme, and doing that, they really had no chemistry to really build that on. You knew they liked each other already, or she was having feelings for him. That should have been enough. The relationship with Obi-Wan and Anakin, it really wasn't felt there. A lot of the action scenes was pretty good. It was playing out like a video game. When they got the Geonosis, the only letdown I had and everybody else was the actual lightsaber scenes with Count Dooku and Anakin Skywalker and with Obi-Wan. That was the weakest lightsaber finishing scene in the galaxy. Because they put all their focus around Yoda coming in. That they forgot people really wanted to see Anakin. Episode 3, you knew was going to be off the chain. When I saw a commercial with the Emperor with a lightsaber, the Emperor's got a lightsaber? Oh, you forget that. My ticket is bought. My ticket was bought. Episode 3 was the best out of the new trilogy because it had everything in it. Everything was in that one movie. You got to see Yoda fight the Emperor, which was a great fight scene. You got to see Mace Windu fight against the Emperor. You got to see Anakin Skywalker in the best lightsaber scene they ever had fighting against Obi-Wan. That was the best lightsaber scene ever in a Star Wars movie. The second one was Darth Maul versus Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. The whole thing is that in episode 1, the only issues they had, we were so caught up in the movie, we enjoyed it, period. We watched it 1,000 times at the movies. It's a slow burn. If you're not grown and don't really understand the politics of it and knowing how everything is moving, if you're not really caught into that, it's a slow burn, especially if you're a kid. They threw the pod race in there and Jar Jar Binks to be silly for the kids. You know, they're like, well, the kids gonna love him. Let's throw Jar Jar in there. Grown-ups was like, this guy's annoying me. And Lucas said it, and he's like, they don't want me to say it, but I gotta say it. Star Wars is for kids. I made Star Wars for kids. And just the kids grew up, they still like Star Wars. That's just the gist of it. Okay, what did I do with the case? I just had it. Y'all know where I put the case? I don't remember. All right, I'm gonna just set it there until I find the case one day. Yeah, it's nowhere in sight. Probably threw it somewhere over here and don't know where I put it. That's why I be having a disc sitting out forever, and I'll be like, why is this disc sitting here? Nah, that's not the case. You know, it's a shame. We had a lot of movies that ended up becoming cult classics, but we never got the sequels to. Like, we never got to see another Scott Pilgrim because it performed so badly at the movies that they just didn't have a budget to keep that going. But it became a great hit on the on once it got the video. You know, it's like, man, we wish we'd have had this type of backing before. Well, no, episode 2 was supposed to be darker than what it was. See, the thing about that, Blaine, is the fact that episode 3 and episode 2, let me break those down to you. And if you read the books are darker. The books are always going to be more darker, and they can't put these type of things in film. My thing is, don't write it. Because believe me, my cousin read the book before he saw the film. I told him, don't do that. Because if you read the book before you see the movie, it's going to mess up your mind when you don't see it in the movie. You'll mess the whole movie up for yourself. He didn't believe me. He read the book. He went in there, and then he didn't see what he thought he was supposed to see. And it blew his mind. Blew his mind completely. He lost it on episode 2. He was so mad he didn't go watch episode 3. Because if you read the book first, I can see if the book comes out and then they make a movie about it later on, then you had no choice. You didn't know a movie was coming, actually. But the movie is more in depth. I mean, he saw it. He just didn't go when we went. That was the only one he didn't do it to. He was so mad. See, in episode 2, Anakin, when he goes down and you know, when he finds his mother, when he runs into the Sand People, they actually detail how he kills everybody in the Sand People thing, and how he slaughtered the kids. He was using the Force. He lifted up a stone. He dropped the stone down on them. He was messing them up. He was slicing them in half, the kids, the women, all of them. And Qui-Gon appeared to him. You know, like Obi-Wan appeared to Luke. And he could see him. He appeared to Anakin. And if you hear only a little bit of it in the episode 2, you hear Anakin, no! That's all they put. But he's trying to talk to Anakin. Anakin is so gone in rage, he can't even see him. He sliced through the hologram to slice one of them. He don't even see him. Didn't even know he was there. And then that's why he couldn't even see Qui-Gon no more, because he was zoned out. Couldn't see him. So they cut all that out. They show him slice one of them in half. They tell the story, and they go from there. There were more incidents with Obi-Wan and Anakin that were leading to the conflict. They cut out the conversation to where you can guess that Obi-Wan was jealous of Anakin. See, people didn't realize that. If you go back and read the books, you will see when Yoda is talking to him and he's basically talking about how he don't think Anakin's ready for this mission on his own. And Yoda was like, no, we're going to let him do it. He's fine. Sometimes, he's trying to tell him, we know you're jealous of him. We understand that. Like, sometimes the teacher thinks he knows more than the student too. Like sometimes the teachers get full of themselves. He was trying to let Obi-Wan know, like, look, we know you jealous. He can do all these things. And he really don't need you too much no more. Because Anakin was ahead of him in a lot of ways. He just didn't have the experience, going through it. But he, as far as skills and talents and power in the Force, he's light years ahead of Obi-Wan. But Obi-Wan had more wisdom. Where Anakin just, his anger clouds his vision. Which was always the downfall of the Sith. That anger so much, it blinds them. Yeah, that was the thing. In episode 3, the episode 3 book was great too. Like the Jedi Temple. When he went into the Jedi Temple, that's detailed. When he goes in there, he tears down the Jedi statue. He breaks it and it like falls down. He pulls it and it falls, and the piece that was going to fall on him, he catches it. And he turns and he throws it and it goes through the door. Boom! Then just travels and knocks somebody out. And that head lady, the one that's like the librarian, the one you can't stand, if it's not in the system, then it doesn't exist. Oh yeah, he killed her right away. As soon as he got in there, he lifted her up with like the Force choke and pulled her towards his sword. And she just stabbed herself, impaled herself on his lightsaber. He wasn't messing around when he came in there. Anakin was not playing. Yeah, as a kid, when we saw Luke lose, we was like, whoa. J. Cole is not one of the greatest rappers of all time. Yet. He's made 3 outstanding albums. Maybe even 4. Because his first album was good. I wouldn't say it was a classic. The one that had role models and all that. It was a good album. It was a good intro. But Born Center album was great. I said Born Center was great. He brought it on Born Center. And then, of course, Forest Hill Drive. Come on. That's a all-time classic album. Then this next album comes. Another classic album. And he got no promotion from Jay. How is that? Only thing they give J. Cole is HBO. But in episode 3, the Emperor explains. They explain the Emperor's abilities and why he started to change and deform. And it was a lot of people in the movie thought because Mace Windu put the electricity back on him when he was pushing the sword down. That's not why he started to wrinkle. He was using his force powers to keep his face young. When you use a lot of your force power, it drains you of your life force. So you started to age. That's why most of the Jedi Masters, the closer they get to the dark side, the more their face start to change. It's like it's living off you. The force, the dark side of the force is living off you, off your life force. So the closer and the darker you get, the more wrinkles and everything you start to incorporate. So the more power you use, it exerts you. And you got to use more of your life force. That's why he started to change. But if you read the books, you would get that. Would you say Nas was the greatest of all time when he put out Illmatic? And it was written? Would you say he was one of the greatest rappers of all time? Not yet. Oh yeah, then you gotta read the book after that. It's the book that comes right after the episode 3. And this is the rise of Darth Vader. When he became, after he got in the suit, what had actually happened. And that book is amazing. Because in that book, you get to find out the relationship between him and the Emperor after Padme dies and he's stuck in the suit. What actually happens to him? He doesn't stay in that original suit. They had to keep modifying it. Because as what they're doing is they're going around the galaxy trying to... What they're doing, they're going through the galaxy trying to find balance. And keep the Senate together so they can control the rest of the galaxy and the rest of the universe by having all the Senate and everything together. So with all the stuff that's happened there, they want to make sure that they go and help out as much as they can, sending troops or whatever they can to destroy the Jedi. If it gets out of hand, then Vader would come and eliminate them. So Darth Vader was going around to different planets, fighting Jedis, killing them 2, 3 at a time, slaughtering them. And anytime he find out there's a Jedi somewhere, he wants to be the one to kill him. So they would send Vader over there and he would go and kill him and get this information, and he was wiping them out. And in one situation, his suit was failing him, and the guy actually sliced him on the suit. It didn't penetrate, but it damaged the suit. And he had to change, and he's frustrated because he can't move the way he wants to. So he's telling the Emperor. And the Emperor, and see, this is the thing. The Emperor didn't have to train him. See, this is what people didn't know when it's like, I'll complete your teaching. He didn't have to teach. He didn't have to teach Anakin. He knew everything he needed. All he had to do was channel his power. To get his power, he had to go deep into the dark side. That was it. That's the only thing the Emperor taught him. And he told him, you don't have your limbs anymore. So you're not going to be able to do certain things. He told him, your force is strong with you, and it's so strong that you don't need your limbs, and you still powerful with the force. But as far as your suit, you're gonna have limitations on how far and how much you could use your power. He didn't want to believe that, so he wanted the suit to be more mobile, where he can move. So they started modifying the suits. for Vader. And he was so hell-bent on slaughtering all the Jedis because he blamed the Jedis for what happened to him and why he's in the suit. So his rage is the part with the Jedi is also the part that he's in the suit. He blames the Jedi. He doesn't see that the Emperor put him in the suit. But he gets upset when he thinks about Padme. And he starts turning his anger towards the Emperor. And the Emperor's like, do you love me? No. You're with me because you need something from me. You need something from me. That's why you're here. You're not here out of love. So he's like, let's not, because he's like, you're using me. He was like, yeah, well, you're using me too. You need something from me. That's why you're here, right? You're not here because you love me or you want to be here. You here because you need something from me. You need to learn ways of the Force and things of this nature through me. That's why you're here. So we're not, look where you are. We rule the galaxy. Like, what are you talking about? The Emperor had to bring him to reality because he was still stuck in this Padme mode. And then he wanted to go slaughter more Jedis. We need to get over there right now. And the Emperor was like, no, let him live. I don't get it. What you mean let him live? He's a Jedi. Ain't we supposed to get rid of all the Jedi? And the Emperor's like, no, let them run around for 300 years. Living in the mud, in the dirt, hiding under rocks. Let them live like that now. What was important is that we broke the order. See, that's what people don't realize. The Emperor wasn't about killing all the Jedi. He just wanted to break the order. See, people they never got that. You got to read these books. He's like, let them live in fear for 300 years. They ain't running nothing. Just those Jedi's living is not going, they're not significant. They can't do anything. How to be a local movie critic? It's a very easy profession. All you have to do is basically go to the movies. Well, nowadays it's different. Back in the old days, you had to have a publication. Someone has to publicize your work. Now, all you need to do is have a YouTube channel, have a lot of followers, or have a little web page or whatever, and apply and send things in to the people, whoever is doing the movies. It's normally Fandango or one of these companies that are hosting these reviews, and they select certain people in those circles who have a certain amount of viewers. They give them certain access to, like for all the movie reviewers, like the Schmoes knows, Jeremy Johns, Chris Stuckman, these guys, the movie critic Grace Randolph or Rudolph, she's gonna be there, and it's a lot of people in the movie circle that are at these places. I remember Tom Shadowbash. I don't know what happened to him. I got to look him up. I don't see him as active anymore. But believe me, it's a thankless job. It is ridiculous. You're not going to really like it. Trust me, you're not going to like it. You're going to want to work on your own pace. You work on your own pace, everything will be fine. But see, here's the thing. You get big enough, you can just do the movies you like. Me, I do all movies. So even the movies I don't like, I sit there and watch those too. And I make a movie review for them. Like I just did one for Beatrice at Dinner. I haven't even uploaded it yet, I don't think. And that movie been out for a week. Cinema Sins is done nicely. Oh yeah, see me, I watch everything. I watch Japanese movies, English subtitles. Look what I got on my table right now. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm getting ready to watch it soon. Probably tomorrow. It was the winner for Best Film internationally. See that? Best Film winner. So I'm definitely going to watch it. I know, like the girl with the dragon tattoo. I saw that and I was blown away. Because I watched the real version. The one that was done overseas. All three. Here in America, we probably just now finna get the sequel. Finn was a good character. Yeah. Finn was a good character, but he was there for the distraction. See, here's what a lot of people don't know. They rewrote that movie so many times. That movie was rewritten like on the spot, constantly changing. Because they had a leak. Some guy that worked there got fired, was leaking stuff out. So they started doing rewrites and changing things around. And if you watch the first DVD, they had a scene where they had a getaway where Finn breaks her out. Of course, you can find it online. You see where what's his name? Chewie rips off the arm of the guy. Hey, that's mine. He catches up with them, and Maz Sada, he follows the tracker and tracked them all the way there. And Chewie pulled his arm out of socket. When they brought Harrison Ford back, I already knew Harrison Ford was gonna die. That was like the weakest surprise of all time. We just didn't want to see it, but we all knew Han was gonna die. We knew Han was gonna die, and well, I knew because if anybody who's a real Star Wars fan knew, Han wanted to die. Harrison Ford he thought Han Solo should have died in Return of the Jedi. He only returned because he didn't even want to do it no more. He was doing Indiana Jones. He like, look, we doing Indiana Jones. This character has nowhere to go. And that's the thing with an actor. When he reaches an arc with a character and there's nowhere for him to go, he's just there. He don't want that for Harrison Ford. That's why I be for Han Solo. That's why... Yes, he was like, please kill me off. He kept fighting with George Lucas over killing him. He was like, it just would be too much if we killed Han off. And that's why when Return of the Jedi came out and they talked about how terrible Harrison Ford character was in the film, he was basically just non-existent and non-presence in Return of the Jedi. And he's like, man, what a waste of a character because he was the main star in Empire Strikes Back, him and Vader. They were the main stars, and everybody fell in love with the Han Solo character after Empire Strikes Back. You break him out of ice and he becomes a docile family man. This was not Han Solo. You know, it was like Harrison Ford was in that movie. And he knew it. He was just like, yeah, I think I gave a stinky performance because I really didn't want to do the film. Besides the obvious too. Besides Indy and Blade Runner, Harrison Ford has had a couple of good movies. Here's a Star Wars fact that you guys didn't know. If you watched my videos, I told you. Star Wars was filmed and cast at the same time as the movie Carrie. Stephen King and George Lucas worked together to cast for both Star Wars and Carrie. And whoever got selected, George Lucas was there while they was selecting for Carrie. And whoever didn't get picked for Carrie was left for Star Wars. That was going to be in the cast. So John Travolta was going to be Han Solo. He was going to be the first Han Solo. The guy that was going to be Luke Skywalker was the guy with the curly hair from Believe It or Not, I'm Walking on Air. He was going to be Luke Skywalker. Princess Leia was going to be played by the blonde-haired girl who got killed in the car with John Travolta in the movie Carrie. And a lot of those actors, they went out for the movie, Mark Hamill and all those, they went out for the movie Carrie. There was a double casting. Yep, a casting miracle. Han Solo got picked up by Happenstance. He was actually working, doing contracting work. Got picked up off just happenstance, being in the right place at the right time. And he ended up landing Han Solo part in the film. And the rest was history after that. Thank goodness. Yeah, John Travolta, I don't think could have played that role. But Carrie is what made him. That was like his movie that got him noticed because of his line. Get her done. Get her done. Man, go on in and get her done, man. Get her done. Get her done. That line came from Carrie, from John Travolta delivering that line. So, get her done. So, before that became famous, that was already done in there. A lot of Hollywood stuff is accidents. You never know who's gonna stick. All the people they put the money in, like, oh, he gonna be a big star. A lot of them fizzed out of the business. Oh, no problem, Apollo 803. Well, the thing is, he came back for Indy because it was supposed to be 3 movies. See, back then, the Godfather was the first person to ever do a part 2. When he put part 2 on it, it created a part 2 frenzy. Everybody was part 2, part 2, part 2. Nobody ever used part 2 for anything. If they made a sequel, it just had a different name. Ever since then, people started putting 2 on it. Oh, what was your question, 803? Oh, thank you, Dre. I appreciate it, Dre. Just note, I'm giving you facts. I never come out and say something just to just say it. If I say I don't like this person, you got reason. Or this person did something stupid, there's a reason. If I say LeBron James sucked, there's a reason. And LeBron gives you that reason. Okay, Apollo don't want to ask the questions. Okay, I don't know what's going on with Apollo. He's just playing games. He's not answering any questions. He just keeps saying, "You bypassed it again." Yeah, it's just some crazy game he's playing with himself. I don't even entertain it now. My favorite Alfred Hitchcock film. I would say it was The Birds. Off the bat, I would say The Birds. But then I would have to go back and probably find another one. I don't know if I've seen it or heard a rope, but y'all got any more questions? Yeah, I did see Price of Glory. It's a lot of those little small boxing films that's alright. Yeah, the rest of them was pretty stupid. They had great character performances in the other ones. Like Pinky, they just lucked up on Pinky. Because, Clifton Powell could just act. Yeah, they will do a Creed 2. He already has the script for Creed 2. They just gotta get the budget, get the budget approved, and then they can move forward with it. But yeah, they'll do a Creed 2. But see, Michael B. Jordan has become such a star. You gotta wait on the availability. And by them doing this movie here, Creed 2 might have been put on hold for a while. Not that much. Oh yeah, now you done went old school. Pure luck. with Glover and Martin, and he was the unluckiest man in the world, Martin Short. Martin Short had a whole string of movies back then. It was crazy. When he was the annoying kid Clifford. Yep, Anthony, this is what happened. So any other old movie you could think of, a new movie? Well, Psycho, the original Psycho, it's a period piece. It's terrifying because back then somebody getting killed in the shower, that was unnatural. Now you've seen it 1,000 times, so now it's modernized to see somebody killed in the bathroom. You've seen it happen a million different ways. But going back to episode 7 that you wanted to talk about, Tombstone is the best Western? No. Best Western is probably The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, Hang 'em High, anything from Eastwood back in the day. Shane. You could go with the old West world with Earl Brenner. There's plenty of Westerns, but you can't, nothing modernized now will ever compare to the old Westerns. Sybil. I don't remember that one. Oh, Uptown Saturday Night. Oh, that's my mom, that movie there. Oh, yeah, I made her a whole DVD. She had those 3 movies on there. The trilogy. Piece of the Action, Uptown Saturday Night, and Let's Do It Again. She had all 3 on the disc. Uptown Saturday Night came out first, and that's like their favorite. But Let's Do It Again was the most popular. Piece of the air. I mean, Uptown Saturday Night. Lil Simo. Beat Street. Yo, Mom, what's the deal eating this oatmeal? You better eat them eggs before I break your legs. My favorite horror movie. Oh, man. I'm trying to think. My favorite horror movie. That's tough. I would probably say the Outbreak movie scared the life out of me. See, other movies scare me. Stuff like Outbreak, that little monkey going around, man, that thing's terrified me. Get Out was terrifying. Anything that got something to do with real life, that stuff was terrifying. See, me, I could never really get scared of Nightmare on Elm Street. After the first 2, there was no more fear. It was all, next thing you know, you're rooting for the killers. Out of all the modern ones, Orphan was really scary. Because after the reveal at the end, you like blown away. You like, whoa. See, the horror movies now, like if I watch them now, the only thing that could really do it is like The Exorcist. The Exorcist, I can't watch that today. So I would say The Exorcist is probably number one. It was terrifying then, it's terrifying now. Because that's real terror. As much as I would have probably loved my child, I'd have moved out and said, I'll pay the rent. She can stay there. She got the crib. Just don't come looking for me. I'm out. Ronnie 9, you out of here? I'm going to shut this down in 8 minutes anyway. So we got 8 minutes and we're going to shut it down. Don't y'all forget to subscribe and hit the notification buttons, even though I believe everybody who's in here is already subscribed. Night Patrol is the funniest movie of all time. They have the whole entire Night Patrol movie on YouTube for free. Somebody uploaded it. You watch Night Patrol, funniest movie ever made. It is so crazy and over the top and stupid. It is undoubtedly one of the funniest movies ever. Grown up. That's my mom thing. She loved that. Eddie might do another stand-up. Oh, Born on the 4th of July. I knew this would be on. This movie was not that good. Oh yeah, don't forget I did the top 10 most patriotic movies of all time. All right, we got 5 minutes left. No. They talked about it. They written it up. Nick Cannon was supposed to play Bruce Leroy. Then he was supposed to play the son of Bruce Leroy once Ty Mack was going to be Bruce Leroy again in the remake. And Samuel Jackson got cast to play Sho'nuff. So they were going for a whole new genre with that. Ty Mack wanted to get back involved in the film, and they were like, Nick Cannon's going to be Leroy. You're going to be like the teacher teaching Nick Cannon how to be the... But it never got off the ground. It created some buzz, but they couldn't get the budget. Oh, yeah, if you go in there looking at... If you go into that... If you go in there looking for that only, like if you go in the movie looking at Samuel Jackson in that King Kong movie, you gonna crack up. One of my favorite movies of all time is on right now. This is one of my favorite movies ever. Nothing much. They're a bunch of fucking amateurs. See?
Nothing's fucking,
Okay, dude.
Nothing is fucked. They're a bunch of fucking amateurs.
Hey, Walter, will you just don't say people. I'm doing business here, man.
Lebowski. The Big Lebowski, man. You either love or you hate this movie. People went into the movies was like, man, this is the best thing I've ever seen. Other people came out like, I hate this movie. I hate it with a passion. So it's always those mix of fish. Right, it's an all-time classic. And it's people that just cannot stand 5 minutes of this movie. The Coen brothers got down on this one. And this should have had a sequel. You're Lebowski. No one calls me that, man. I'm the dude. You call him his dudeness or duder? I'm the dude, man. See, this is good character writing. Everybody was great. Walter Sobchak, great. Donnie, great. Yeah, it would have kind of been hard to do it twice, but it'd been great to see him try. Just because I want to see Walter showcase his character, all of them together. I just don't think it'd have been hard for them to do it without Donnie. I am the Walrus? Shut up, Donnie. Grab the ringer, dude. Keep it at 15. Then when I beat it out of naked, is it? Everything is a flashback back to Vietnam with Walter. Yeah, it was a pretty weird movie. But I'm going to shut it down. Don't forget to go watch the other movie trailers. Glad I got to talk to y'all. Interstellar was great. I loved it. But you got to be in the mood to watch Interstellar. But y'all have a good night. I'm finna go right to sleep. Good night.